G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and today we are looking at the missing link Cliffjumper. So let me start by saying, love the figure, love missing link. The idea of getting figures that we probably will never get, and with added articulation. But I do have to get over the big issue with, especially so far with being Cliffjumper. I do have the Bumblebee as well. And that's the price. Now, I know everyone's probably going about the price, from heaven to hell and back again. But a lot of the videos I have seen over the months, because they came out for Christmas, roughly around Christmas, and I did have them pre-ordered, and I had to cancel my pre-order because, well, Christmas. I have money I need to spend on that instead of figures at the time, especially for the prices what they are. Now, a lot of the YouTubers I'd watched from the States, so you had, like $30, $40 for each. And that doesn't sound like a lot. Honestly, it sounds like a bargain to me. But just to give you a comparison for Down Under, I paid $78 for each of them. So $78 for Cliffjumper, $78 for Bumblebee. That's without postage and handling. And I'd seen prices for these guys ranging from the $78 I paid up to $100 each. Now, like I said at the beginning, I like these figures. I enjoy Missing Link. But I reckon that's a bit expensive for these. I would have happily paid 50 Australian dollars, 40 Australian dollars for these guys, which I think probably would have made them like $15, $20 over in the States or something like that. Yes, it does have improved articulation. I will give you that. The transformation isn't too different to a classic G1 figure. I don't have the original G1 or reissue Cliffjumper. I do have the reissue Bumblebee. But yeah, I'd say these guys were a little expensive. So I would say these are definitely not for your mainline collector. These are definitely for your classic G1 collectors who didn't get all those figures as a kid, me included. So yes, expensive, lovely, but yes, way too expensive. So God help me when Sunstreaker and RC come out. But yeah, so these guys came out Christmas. I had it pre-ordered, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna have to skip them. So I had to wait. I think it was about 3-4 months before I finally got around to getting them because I had a few other pre-orders I had to deal with. I'm happy that I've got them. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy I've got them, but they definitely were something that I had to postpone a little bit. So here he is, Cliffjumper. Yeah, he does look pretty good. I think for some reason the camera's coming out a little bit duller. It's a really bright red. Also, my peg pin for this side's a little bit loose, but if I can get in the right way, it doesn't really move. Although I think it's getting worse. Because normally I have his arm up here, so maybe I need to give that one a go or just sort of mess with it. Anyway, so as I said, it's got improved articulation. We do have two guns, both in chrome, which are pretty nice. So we do have his classic bazooka, which we saw in obviously the first episode, and his standard blaster, which are nicely done in chrome, but I am not a huge fan of chrome in the long term, especially if it rubs off. So if you're definitely playing with these guys, it's going to come off. That's very nice and tight. I got to figure out a way to actually tighten pins. So, but yeah, he does look pretty damn good. There is reissues coming out with a more cartoon accurate head. But I'm happy to skip that. I've got these guys. I don't need them. It's like they're bringing out the police version of Sunstreaker, and I'm not getting that. I'm just going to get the standard yellow. Though I will say, when it comes to the RC, I will be getting the cartoon accurate one over the prototype. Honestly, I think it overall looks better, but that's just me. All right, so articulation. So, like I said, it's like the original. You do have a mushroom peg at the head, although it's a little bit wonky to get past these pieces. So it can do a full 360. Can look down all the way, but that's for transformation. Can't really look up. Arms can do a full 360. There does feel like there's a ratchet in there. Arms come up this far. You have a, I want to say a ball joint, I think's in there perhaps. But you have a bicep rotation. Elbow gets you that far. You do have a butterfly bend, so it gets you in and out. Hands do not rotate, nothing at the fingers. There's nothing at the waist. There's no ab crunch. There's no waist swivel or anything like that. Legs can go that far forward, and sometimes I feel like that my legs should be able to get further down, but I'm not taking that chance. Legs go back that far, probably further, but I'm not really game. No, I'm not taking that chance. So it goes back that far. We have upper thigh rotation, so up above the knee. I suppose the knee would technically be there, so I guess it's underneath, because you got, see if I can show it, you got this joint here, you got this joint here. So yeah, I'd say it's more underneath, so this is more the shin. You do have out that far. You do have ankle tilt. Mine's very, very stiff, and I'm very, very cautious of it. So it gets you in that far, goes out that far. You do have toe bend that gets you down that far for transformation. And you do have, it sort of pops a little bit, but you do get your foot tilt up a little bit higher. Sort of there. Oh, that's what I forgot to show. So knee bends that far, so that's sort of locking into place. So it's really your knee, but it doesn't really move that far. So there we go. Right, I'm going to do accessories because there is a couple. Box is lovely. I don't usually do boxes, but box is lovely. But this is, small. But you do get I've tried my best to take this out without getting them caught on anything. You have your instructions, all in Japanese, if that helps. So there's all that. You do have stickers. If you want to sticker them up, making more G1, I guess. And of course, we have card with Japanese specs, and it's very, very flimsy. I think Optimus had the same thing, but I can't remember. Now, I had to check the instructions of this because considering the transformation, All right, so transformation is, for the most part, just like the G1. It's just got a few extra bells and whistles. There is, of course, a few steps that you additionally have to take a little bit. So you're going to pop his head down and come under here, and it's just a matter of putting your finger in the right spot. Curve that down and push it back. Same on the other side. So curve it down. I like to put my thumb behind his ankle to give it a little bit more support. We tab these in together, and you're going to push in. This should go all straight. Oh, that's what I forgot. So I haven't tried this, but I'm going to see how I do this. I'm going to put the light on because I can't really see it. You can take his gun, and I'm trying my best way to show this. There is a little port in here. So you can take that, and I'm just trying to figure out if it was the other way around, upside down, or if it's, upside down. Unfortunately, his bazooka can't plug in. But if you plug this into here, because there is a port on the side, and then tab them together, you do have weapon storage. But I'm concerned about the chrome, so I'm not going to do that. And now I'm going to have to fiddle with trying to get back out again. So yes, it does have weapon storage. All right, back to where we were. Get things plugged back in to where they were. There we go. Oops. So you do sort of have a wiggle to there, but that we've already gone through that. Anyway, so you're going to push these in and just give it a good push and squeeze. So that way it gets it under. Now you at your arms. So you rotate that bicep. So obviously the wheels are pointed out. And then on the inside here, you have a port. That's where your hand's going to end up. So you slide it down and in. I think there's actually, oh no, there isn't. So get that in like that and then just line that up and press that all the way in. Same on the other side. So bring it down, bring it in, just under there. Line up where that hand is. And just compress it all. And you may have to compress a few other things. But there is Cliffjumper in his vehicle mode, and that's rubber tires. So that's beautiful, providing they don't perish. So he is the penny racer he's supposed to be. Now, I wouldn't say an issue, but I'll bring Bumblebee in. This is reissue Bumblebee. If you notice, this sits flatter. Now, it could be, because of the way the head's designed here, there's this mushroom peg. That's what's pretty much keeping it from going flat. Not a bad thing considering you're supposed to put a penny in there. I didn't have penny racers. As a kid, I didn't even know that was a thing until much, much later. So, yeah, he transforms really nicely. Also, while I'm at it, because somehow I've got some actual heat in it, we do have a rub sign. He is an Autobot. I know, shocking. I don't even remember it. I'm assuming Optimus had it too. Also, one of the other things is I'm not too worried about this guy or my not being cartoon accurate, because my Prime's not cartoon accurate either. He's comic accurate, because I wanted the trailer. Anyway, so yeah, he does roll absolutely lovely. Obviously, you can put the stickers on, sticker them up how you want. I haven't done any of that. I like just the one up the top. I do kind of wish this was in a different spot, but there's not really much else places you could put it, maybe on here, but I think that would just ruin it. So there we go. All right, so let's do size comparisons. Here he is with Windblade. So obviously he's really tiny. Obviously, just to make the point, here he is with I've forgotten her Titan Master's name again. Scorch something. I've got to relearn it. So that's them to go together. Of course, as I showed before, there is reissue Bumblebee that came out when all of a sudden those reissues of the minifigures. The only one I think I missed was Warpath. I think. So yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah. So there we go. All right, let's get this guy transformed again. And we're going to start with the hands because we just want to get them off those pegs. And then we can bring this out and up a little bit. Not too far. Don't force it. It's just a little up. So there, and maybe there we go. Maybe that's what I was missing with my peg, perhaps. Like, it does feel like it locks in, but I'm very cautious with things. Especially these, they're not cheap, so I'm a little bit iffy. All right, so we can rotate our wrists, our elbows, then we can pull out here. Now, you can pull it all the way out. Just be careful, though, because you may rip these off. So just split that. And then it's just the heel is a little iffy. It's just a matter of trying to just get in the right spot. The Bumblebee is worse when it comes to this. The Cliffjumper is so much better. It slides out so much more cleanly. So there we go. Make sure he's standing properly. And of course we can, that's what intro. You have motor detail. I think that's where I probably would have preferred the rub sign, but yeah, it's nice. I'm pretty sure it's probably pretty standard. Also, just have another quick look. Yeah, I don't think I had that elbow. Try that again. That shoulder up high enough, honestly. Yeah, I think I should have had that shoulder up higher. I think it was just too low there. So I didn't have it quite high enough. Tisk me. All right. So we flip up our head, and there is Cliffjumper back in his alt mode. And I won't lie, like I said, I don't have a mini-bot Cliffjumper. I have a masterpiece Cliffjumper, but I do not have a mini-bot Cliffjumper, so I was ecstatic with getting this guy. So I'm really, really happy with that. And of course, you can take his guns and arm him however you wish, which obviously I have these guys in robot mode. I think they, if this was cheaper, I'd probably put him in alt mode, but I think the articulation is just wasted having him in alt mode, basically. So just get him so he's going to stand. Maybe I haven't got something just in the right spot. Oops. Come on. Probably moved his leg just a smidgen or something. There you go. Alright, so final size comparisons. Here he is with X-Transbot's Toro, my masterpiece Cliffjumper. In hindsight, I should have actually grabbed, was it Power of the Primes? Wolf Cybertron, one of them. Anyway, I got more than enough size comparisons here, so I think we can skip getting one of the mainline Cliffjumpers as well. There is with Bumblebee, which I usually have them the other way around. That's why B's half shooting off elsewhere. So they're about the same size. Yes, he's got the face plate, so yes, obviously does not come with a bazooka. Why am I removing him for? He's not the one who's getting size comparisons. Just for a quick thing, providing I don't rip his feet off. Admittedly, there you go. That is the easiest time I've ever got that shoulder out. There he is with reissue Bumblebee, like I said, about the same size. Here he is with MP10. So just about almost up to Prime's knee. And last but not least, because I've got him, there he is with Missing Link Optimus. So if I had legs straight the way he should be, probably just a small portion up against his thigh. So there we go. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment. And apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.